Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Golden Bachelorette. I wish everyone would leave Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple alone. I don't want another Jerry and Theresa ending. The Golden Bachelorette's Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple have been under intense scrutiny since getting engaged during the final rose ceremony, and I wish people would leave them alone. Instead of attacking Joan and Chock, I wish people would realize what a great love story they are and how inspiring their relationship is. 61-year-old Joan was a contestant on the Golden Bachelor Season 1, but when things didn't work out with 72-year-old Jerry Turner, the private school administrator from Maryland was cast as the Golden Bachelorette. Joan met 60-year-old Chock during the premiere night of the Golden Bachelorette Season 1. Though he didn't receive her first impression rose, he did receive her highly coveted first solo date. That date was a turning point in their relationship, and neither of them ever turned back. By the time Joan was giving Chock her final rose, it was a foregone conclusion. She had sent her runner-up home earlier, so there wasn't even a traditional rose ceremony. Joan and Chock seem happily engaged, but that hasn't stopped people from being unfairly critical of them. Joan and Chock had been through so much loss over the last few years, so they saw kindred spirits in each other. Before appearing as a contestant on the Golden Bachelor Season 1, Joan was married to John Vassos for 32 years before he passed away in 2021. Throughout Joan's time on both shows, she struggles with the guilt of dating other men, despite John being gone. She kept feeling like she was cheating on her late husband, even though he had wanted her to move on and not spend the rest of her life alone. Chock has also experienced the loss of a great love. His fiancée of 9 years, Catherine Gorey, passed away in 2022. While Chock was filming the Golden Bachelorette Season 1, his elderly mother died. Chock had to leave the bachelor mansion to go home and be with his family. He tearfully bid Joan farewell, and it was unclear if he'd ever return. Joan was devastated to lose Chock, but he found a way to make it back to her. He was already so deeply committed to Joan, he didn't want to miss out on winning her heart. It's hard not to notice how happy Joan and Chock have been since getting engaged during the Golden Bachelorette Season 1 finale. Once Joan and Chock were finally able to go public with their relationship, they were eager to shout their love out from the mountaintops of social media. From the moment Chock slipped a ring on Joan's finger, they haven't been able to keep their hands off each other. Soon after their engagement went public, US Weekly posted a photo shoot of the couple on Instagram, in which Joan and Chock joyfully celebrate their engagement. The post's caption reads, "Love is golden." Joan and Chock are clearly on the path to their happy ending, and instead of hating on them, I wish people would be happy for them. They're setting a great example for older people who want to find love again, and I'm inspired by their willingness to open their hearts after experiencing so much pain. Joan and Chock have been under enormous scrutiny since getting engaged on the Golden Bachelorette Season 1. Between accusations of being a showmance or being clout chasers, Joan and Chock have received criticism. The happy couple should do their best to ignore the noise and remember that most people are happy for them. The haters happen to be louder, but it doesn't mean they represent the majority. Joan and Chock should shut out the drama and focus on making each other happy. The Golden Bachelorette has been nothing short of a whirlwind, leaving us with an emotional roller coaster as Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple have emerged as the season's standout duo. Their connection is undeniable, their chemistry palpable, and yet, despite the fairy tale vibes, the swirling opinions, criticisms, and incessant scrutiny from Bachelor Nation threaten to overshadow their love story. As someone who still hasn't recovered from the heartbreak of Jerry Turner and Theresa Nist's saga on The Golden Bachelor, I find myself silently pleading, can we just let Joan and Chock breathe? In a franchise that thrives on drama and thrives even more on public dissection, Joan and Chock's relationship has become a lightning rod for divisive takes. Some viewers claim that Joan is holding back too much, a sentiment fueled by her hesitation to put all her cards on the table during those pivotal one-on-one moments. Others argue that Chock's flamboyant charm feels performative, questioning whether he's truly in it for love or if he's auditioning for a side hustle as an inspirational speaker. But here's the thing. Isn't love messy, imperfect, and complicated by nature? Isn't that precisely what makes it so compelling to watch? Joan Vassos isn't your typical reality TV lead. She's graceful, poised, and, yes, guarded. But can you blame her? At 65, she's not here to entertain a nation of armchair therapists dissecting her every word and facial expression. Joan's hesitance isn't a sign of disinterest. It's a sign of wisdom. She's navigating a minefield of vulnerability, knowing full well that opening her heart on national television could come with consequences she's not yet ready to face. And yet, when Joan looks at Chock, there's a flicker of something raw and real, a quiet kind of courage that makes me root for her even more. Chapple, on the other hand, has been a polarizing figure since day one. With his trademark bow ties, boundless energy, and knack for breaking into impromptu serenades, he's the kind of man who refuses to blend into the background. Critics have labeled him as too much, accusing him of overshadowing Joan with his larger-than-life personality. But let's not forget that Chock's exuberance is precisely what drew Joan to him in the first place. Beneath the theatrics lies a man who has been through his own share of heartache and is choosing to embrace life with an open heart. Isn't that the kind of energy we should be celebrating? Still, the shadow of Jerry and Theresa looms large. Their love story, once the epitome of golden hour romance, crumbled under the weight of fan expectations and post-show realities. When Jerry Turner handed Theresa Nist his final rose, it felt like a victory for second chances. But as the cameras stopped rolling, the cracks began to show. Their breakup left a sour taste in the mouths of fans who had invested in their journey. And it's clear that some of us haven't fully moved on. The fear of witnessing another dream couple falter has turned Bachelor Nation into a collective skeptic, projecting our anxieties onto Joan and Chock before their story has even fully unfolded. But Joan and Chock aren't Jerry and Theresa, and their love story deserves to be viewed through its own lens. While Jerry and Theresa's relationship was marked by grand gestures and fairy tale proclamations, Joan and Chock's connection is quieter, more nuanced. It's in the way Joan's eyes soften when Chock shares one of his trademark corny jokes. It's in the way Chock's boisterous energy dims to a tender glow when he talks about his late wife and the lessons he's learned about love and loss. Their relationship isn't about spectacle, it's about substance. Of course, the franchise itself doesn't make it easy for love to thrive. The pressure to create compelling television often comes at the expense of the contestants' emotional well-being. Producers engineer drama, amplify insecurities, and let's be honest, stir the pot in ways that leave even the most grounded individuals questioning their reality. Joan and Chock's story has been no exception. From cryptic teasers hinting at a shocking revelation to carefully edited montages designed to cast doubt on their compatibility, the show seems determined to manufacture tension where there may be none. And then there's the relentless commentary from fans and social media sleuths who've turned Joan and Chock's relationship into a game of emotional clue. Every interaction is scrutinized, every word dissected. Did Joan's slight hesitation during their fantasy suite discussion mean she's not ready for commitment? Was Chock's decision to bring his dog on their hometown date a red flag or a heartwarming gesture? The overanalysis is exhausting, and it's no wonder that Joan and Chock occasionally seem more wary of the cameras than each other.